Hello, good evening to all. Welcome back to the TCS Academy for Competition. So dear friends, let's continue the session on IBC. Clear? IBC. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Clear? In the part 1 of the lecture, so we could able to cover some important terminologies which are mentioned in the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, and in introductory part, some of the important aspects that we could able to cover, some terminologies, and so who could able to give a complaint against insolvent company, okay, to bring the bankruptcy procedure. Yeah. So now let's continue, and we could able to cover in this session. So we would be discussing some important the aspects which are relevant for all the competitive examinations. Okay. So now let's begin the session. So Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016. So in this session, so we would be covering the very important aspects under this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. That is regulators. Regulators or authorities, right? Regulators or authorities. Okay. So there are the three kinds of regulatory authorities that we could able to see in this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. So number one is EB. Okay. Insolvency sorry Bankruptcy Board of India. Yeah. So this is one of the regulatory wing. So in the process of bankruptcy procedure. Okay. Resolution process against the insolvent company. And there are some adjudicating authorities. There are some adjudicating authorities. Adjudicating authorities. Yeah. So in this session, I will take you through the regulatory framework, which is the structure that is given in the IBC 2016. So basically, there are two wings we could able to see in the regulatory framework of IBC 2016. Number one is EB. So number two is adjudicating authorities. Clear? Okay. So Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, it is one of the regulatory authority towards the insolvency resolution process. Under the insolvency resolution process, so we could able to see the regulatory authorities, that is EB. Clear? Yeah. So under EB, so we have different regulatory agencies, institutions or authorities. Okay. Among them we have number one, so that is IPA, Insolvency Professional Agencies. Clear? Insolvency Professional Agents. Okay. So under the insolvency professional agencies. So we could able to see IP, insolvency professionals. Clear? Insolvency professionals. Okay. So in between we have a very important the entity which will be playing very important role in insolvency resolution process. So that is none other than IU. Okay. Information utilities. Information utilities. Okay. So this is the regulatory body. So we could able to see under the IBC 2016. Here, IB, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, so we have insolvency professional agencies. Okay, so basically this is an institution. So this is an institution. So this is an institution. So which has some curriculum syllabus. Okay, so it will be giving the training and development program. So it is like a board, it is like an institution which give the training and certification to the insolvency professionals. Okay, under the IB, so we have an institution, insolvency professional agencies, so which gives the certificate, which run the certificate courses. Okay, and one who will be awarding the certificates from IPA, so they will be called as insolvency professionals. So these insolvency professionals, they have their own role. They have their own role to play in the insolvency resolution process. Okay, the insolvency resolution process, information, that is insolvency professionals, so who have authorized insolvency professionals. Okay, so they got, this is IP, they are none other than individuals. Okay, so IPs, individuals. Okay, so they could able to clear the training program under IPA, and they got the certification, and they have their own role to play in the insolvency resolution process. That is called insolvency professionals. Okay, so we had come across insolvency utilities. It is an entity. Insolvency utility, it is an entity. Is it clear? It is an entity. So which provides the financial information related to the insolvent business. Okay, insolvency resolution process. In the insolvency resolution process, so there is an institution which give the certificate courses, which run the certificate courses, and awarding the certificates for such candidates. And once they complete the certificate courses from the IPA, so they become insolvency professionals. And in between we have one more important the regulatory body in the process of insolvency resolution activity, that is called insolvency utilities. So this particular insolvency utility which provide the basic financial information about the company. Okay, the company financial information that has been stored and authenticated, okay, as it has collected from the company. So such financial information which will be provided in the process of insolvency resolution by the insolvency, that is information utilities. Is it clear? Okay. So under the adjudicating authorities, we have two types of adjudicating authorities. Clear? There are two types of adjudicating authorities. One is NCLT. Clear? NCLT. National Company Law Tribunal. Okay, that is one. Okay, so another one, DOJ. DRT. DRT. So DRT stands for Debt Recovery Tribunal. Okay, these are the two adjudicating authorities that we could able to see in the process of insolvency resolution. So one is NCLT, it is like a court. Okay, National Company Law Tribunal. Okay, so number one. So number two, Debt Recovery Tribunal. So this is another important adjudicating authority. So this is National Company Law Tribunal. So these are the two important adjudicating authorities that we could able to see in the process of insolvency resolution against insolvent company. Is it clear? Okay. So what is the important, what is the area under which NCLT is dealing with? Okay. So particularly all types of company, the companies, okay, against such companies, the companies which comes under the NCLT, okay, under the one important adjudicating authority which deals with the insolvent companies. Number two is Limited Liability Partnership Company. Okay, these are the two companies against such insolvent companies. Okay, it may be limited liability partnership business, okay, and companies as the companies which have been created as per the Company Act of 2013. Okay, so as per the Company Act of 2013, there are such companies like limited liability partnership business and other companies which have been created, which have been registered as per the Company Act of 2013. So these are the two areas, of authority by National Company Law Tribunal. Yeah. And what is the DRT? What is the area? So the individuals who are insolvent, okay, okay, and partnership firms, so these are the two insolvent people against such insolvent people like individuals and partnership business firms. Okay, so all these which are dealt by the DRT, adjudicating authority for individuals and partnership firm, is DRT, Debt Recovery Tribunal. Okay, so against the companies which have been created as per the Company Act of 2013 and limited liability partnership business firms. Okay, so these companies which are dealt by the one of the important adjudicating authority, that is called NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. Is it clear? So this is the structure of, this is the legal structure. Okay, in the process of insolvency resolution, we find the legal structure or regulatory authorities which will be dealing with the insolvency resolution process. Is it clear? Okay. So now, let me explain it in Kannada language also. Yeah? Okay. Saitra, IBC 2016 ಅಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಬಾಡೀಸ್, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನಾವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಯಾವ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ, ಓಕೆ, ರೀಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ, ಓಕೆ, ನೆಗೋಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್, ನೆಗೋಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಈ ಇಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾರು, ಕಂಪನೀಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್. ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಡ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯಿಂದ ಹಣ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್. ಆಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ಟೂ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ಸ್. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಎರಡು ಭಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್, ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಹಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಾಲದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಹಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು, ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ರಾ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 2-3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಆರ್ ವೇಜಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನಿತರೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಡೆಟಾರ್, ಸಾಲಗಾರ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್, ಸಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್, ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯೋಚನೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲೋನ್ ರೀಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫೈನಲ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್, ಓಕೆ. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಮನಿ ಆರ್ ಫಂಡ್ ವಿ ಕುಡ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಎರಡು ಚಾನ್ಸ್, ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಕವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ತರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಫೈನಲಿ ವಿ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇಬಿ, ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ರಪ್ಸಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಇದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಬಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸೀಸ್. ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ದೇ ರನ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಸೊ ಈ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. IPA ಇಂದ ಯಾರು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ರೋಲ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲೇ in the insolvency resolution process. ಹೌದಾ, ನಾವು insolvency professionals. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು insolvency utilities ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಕಂಪನಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ. ಅದರ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. So they have the data bank. Data bank. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಯಾವ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲೋನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಡ್, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಂದಾಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥವು ಈ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಬಾಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ? ಈ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಡೇಟಾ, ಆ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಐ ಯೂಸ್. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಓಕೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಎರಡು ನಾವು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ, NCLT ಮತ್ತು DRT, ಡೆಟ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಡ್ಜುಡಿಕೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ಅವರು 2013ನೇ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರವಾಗಿ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಒಂದು ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತವೆ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು, ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ NCLT. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತವೆ ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ ಇವು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? NCLT ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅವರು. ಡೆಟ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯುನಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅನದರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜುಡಿಕೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ. ಇದು ಸೊ ಇದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದಾರಾ, ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಟ್ಟದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದಾರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎನಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದಾವೆ ಅವು ಇನ್ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದಾವ, ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಧಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ DRT ನವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. That is, we call it as now let's have some important informations which comes under the IBC 2016, okay, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Yeah, okay. Really, who are the stakeholders? So we need to understand very clearly who are the stakeholders. Under the IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ okay, the people or agencies who are directly and indirectly related to the insolvency resolution process. In the process of insolvency resolution, there are some external agencies and internal agencies of the company and regulatory authorities of the company, okay, and creditors of the company, stakeholders anta ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. Is it clear? Yeah. Now, what all comes under the stakeholders as per the IBC 2016? Number 1, interim resolution professionals. Interim resolution professionals. ಇವರು stakeholders ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ. So we call them as stakeholders. And so as we have already gone through that IPs, insolvency professionals. Okay, insolvency professionals. Okay, so there is one more important committee that is called creditors, committee of creditors. So the committee of creditors, that means among the creditors, so they will be forming their own committee. Okay, so that is the people who are there in the committee, they are all creditors of the company. Clear? Committee of creditors, we call them as stakeholders. Okay, and one more important, resolution applicant, the person who can give a complaint against insolvent company. So ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, we call them as the resolution applicant. Okay, the person who has given the complaint against such companies, okay, and bring insolvency resolution process against the company, so we can call them as the resolution applicant. Yeah. So there is one more important agency, that adjudicating authority we could able to see now. So that is called as NCLT. NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. Okay, these are the, sometimes there will be question. So which among the following is not stakeholder under IBC? Okay, you must be able to understand the clarity about the particular concept. Who are the stakeholders? NCLT, Insolvency Resolution Professionals, okay, Insolvency Professionals, and Committee of Creditors and Resolution Applicant. These are the stakeholders which have been mentioned in IBC 2016. Is it clear? Okay. So now, so this is also very important concept we need to understand very clearly. Now let's understand something about a CIRP. This is very important process. So this is very important process. It is the corporate insolvency resolution process. Is it clear? Corporate insolvency resolution process. How the process will be there? Okay, how the insolvency resolution process and what are the steps, so through which insolvency resolution will be taking place under the IBC. So this is very important, the concept. So we need to understand very clearly. Conceptual clarity is very important in order to tackle any questions which comes under the IBC. Is it clear? Yeah. Okay. So in the process of insolvency resolution, there are number of functions which will be taking place. Okay, to resolve the issues in relating to the defaulting company. So we bring insolvency resolution process. We bring insolvency resolution process against defaulting company. Clear? Defaulting company. The company is not in a position to keep up their obligations towards the creditors. Okay, the company which is unable to make the payment towards the creditors. Okay, so that particular company can be called as defaulting company. Is it clear? Okay. So now, in the process of insolvency resolution, so this is a particular issue. So this we could call it as an issue. Okay, this is an issue. Okay, this is an issue. What is the issue here? A company become insolvent. because the company could not able to make the payment for all the financial creditors. Such companies could be called as insolvent company. Against such companies, insolvency resolution process will be commencing. How the process will be? Okay. What are the different steps through which insolvency resolution process will be brought against insolvent or defaulting company? Is it clear? So it's very important thing that we have already gone through that. That means who can initiate? Very important. Who can initiate? Who can initiate? Who can initiate insolvency? Okay. Corporate insolvency resolution process. Who can able to initiate corporate insolvency resolution process? So as we have already discussed, if any default, okay, if any default by a corporate debtor, he himself can initiate the insolvency resolution process against himself. That is one thing. So we have already gone through that. Okay. And so this particular insolvency resolution process, which will be initiated by the creditors. Creditors might be, what do we call, there are two types of creditors we could able to see now. So that is, one is a financial creditors and operational creditors. Okay. So they will be the applicant. They will be the applicant. Okay. In the corporate insolvency resolution process, among these three, the corporate debtor, he himself can be initiated the insolvency resolution process against himself. Okay. Against the defaulting company, the creditors who could able to initiate the insolvency resolution process in the adjudicating authority. Is it clear? And that is financial creditors or operational creditors, or combining together, both can start initiate. They can initiate insolvency resolution process against the defaulting company. Clear? There are three parties. One is financial creditors or operational creditors, or both. Number three, the defaulting company itself can go and initiate insolvency resolution process with the adjudicating authority by himself or the company itself. So this is very important, the concept we need to understand very clearly. Yeah? Okay. So the insolvency resolution process will be initiated. Okay. Either of these three people can filling an application before the adjudicating authority in the manner that has been provided by the adjudicating authority. Adjudicating authority has certain format. Adjudicating authorities, NCLT and DRT. Okay, these two adjudicating authority, so they have their own applications. They have their own manner, initiated manner under which either of these three people can initiate against the defaulting company of insolvency resolution process. Is it clear? So thus, so we have already seen that. So who could able to initiate? Financial creditors or operational creditors, or a corporate applicant of a corporate debtor, the person or the company which is in default itself can give a complaint. Okay, so I could not able to continue in the business further, and they can request with the adjudicating authority, please start the initiation, start the process of insolvency resolution. Okay, So I am ready because I cannot able to keep up the promise because of financial crunch. Okay, so they themselves can initiate a request with the adjudicating authority and bring insolvency resolution process. It will be commencing. Okay, one of these people can give a complaint and adjudicating authorities will start the process. What is the process here? Insolvency resolution process. Understand very clearly. Okay. What happens when the IRP has been initiated? When the IRP has been initiated, there will be two consequences. Is it clear? There will be two consequences. When IRP initiated by any party, as I told you, financial creditors, operational creditors, and defaulting company itself can request with adjudicating authority and request to start the initiation. Okay, start the IRP. What happens when IRP begins? There are two consequences. So one is revival of the corporate debtor. Revival, that is very, very important thing. Revival. Is it possible to revive the company, especially the corporate debtor, which could not able to make the payment for all the creditors? There is a financial issue. Okay, is it possible to revive the company itself, to bring the company out of the financial crunch? Is it possible? And they try. That is the first, the steps which will be the consequences after the initiation of the insolvency resolution process. Yeah. Number two, as I told you already, number two is either they can go for revival of the company and liquidation. Liquidation. Okay. What is a liquidation? Liquidation is a process where the company assets will be sold in an action. Okay. And whatever the fund, whatever the money that in the process of liquidation we could able to accumulate, that money will be distributed among the creditors. It is very simple. In case, okay, so revival process will not be happening. The final decision is liquidating the company. These are the two consequences when insolvency resolution process will be commencing. As soon as insolvency resolution process commencing, okay, with adjudicating authority. Okay, so there will be two consequences. Either they can go for revival of the company or liquidation. Is it clear? Okay. Yeah. Now, okay. Yes. Okay. There is a final stage where the company should go for liquidation. Yeah. So basically, there are three stages. There are three stages. There are three stages. Stages under the insolvency resolution process. There are three steps. There are three stages through which insolvency resolution process will be beginning, commencing. What is the first stage? Stage number one. Okay, stage 1. Okay, now that is the first important stage. We call it as pre-admission process. Pre-admission process. Pre-admission process. So this how the pre-admission process will be commencing. So that is given the information about the pre-admission process in the section 3 to 11 of IBC. 3 to 11. Okay. Yeah. 3 to 11. Okay. Under the 3 to 11, okay, under the 3 to 11, section 3 to 11, so we could able to have an information about the pre-admission process. What is happening in the pre-admission process? A person can apply initiation with the NCLT. It is like a court. It is an adjudicating authority. It is an adjudicating authority. With this adjudicating authority, a person can apply to this particular body to start initiation. Thus, corporate insolvency resolution process will be commencing. The process will begin as soon as the applicant is approaching towards NCLT. Is it clear? Okay. What happens in the stage 2? So this is the first stage. Clear? Yeah. Under the stage 2, second stage, stage 2. The stage first is pre-admission process. How the pre-admission process will be commencing, which has been described in section 3 to 11 of the IBC code. Number 1. Okay. In the section, section 12 to 32A. So this 2 stage, how the second stage, under which what are the activities that we discuss which come under the stage 2. All this information which has been given from the section 12 to 32A. Is it clear? After an application to NCLT, it is their discretion. It is the discretion with NCLT whether this particular application has to be accepted or rejected. Okay. So that they will find, is there any necessity to accept such an application or not. They will be deciding. NCLT will be deciding. Is it clear? Number 1. So number 2, the whole process of the corporate insolvency resolution should be completed within the 180 days. That is very, very important. This particular corporate insolvency resolution process has to be completed within 180 days from the date of admission of an application. Is it clear? As soon as the application has admitted by NCLT, this particular NCLT, the adjudicating authority, has to complete the process of insolvency resolution within 182 days. Okay. But NCLT could able to extend another 90 days. Another 90 days. One such extension could be made by the NCLT. NCLT. Now, what is NCLT? National Company Law Tribunal. it is an adjudicating authority. It has the power to extend the duration to complete the particular task. What is the task here? Insolvency resolution process. It has to be completed within the 180 days from the date of application of the application against the defaulting company. Is it clear? In case the adjudicating authority like NCLT has the power to extend the date of 90 days. Is it clear? So 180 plus 90 days. So it will be altogether how much? 270 days. Yeah, 270 days. If this insolvency resolution process could not able to complete, if both the parties have not come to the conclusion, the decision taken by NCLT, then NCLT will be starting the liquidation process. As I told you, there are two processes. One is compromise and liquidation. In the stage 1, they accept the application, and in the stage 2, the particular concept is 180 days within which insolvency resolution process has to be completed, and in case if it find fit, NCLT could able to extend another 90 days to complete the insolvency resolution process. Within 270 days, okay, yeah, within 270 days, if the insolvency resolution process is not happening, okay, so maximum duration to complete the insolvency resolution, okay, so by the NCLT authority is 330 days. Okay, is it clear? 330 days maximum the time duration will be given to complete the corporate insolvency resolution process. That is a final. Okay, that has been prescribed as per the IBC code 2016. Okay, so then if the resolution is not possible, then liquidation process will be commencing as per the section 33 to 54, 32 to 33 to 54. Okay, in this section it is clearly mentioned how the liquidation process will be commencing, how the liquidation will be happening. Section 32 to 54, in which the liquidation process has been given as per the activities which comes under the liquidation process. Liquidation will be commencing. Is it clear? So these are the two stages. The stage number 1, the pre-admission stage. Number 2, the stage 2. So 180 days, the time duration before the NCLT to bring some compromise between the creditor and debtor. If not, the NCLT has got the power to extend another 90 days. Okay, so total 330 days. Total the maximum duration to complete the process of insolvency resolution is 330 days. Okay, so that is the authority given in the section 12 to 34, 32A. Is it clear? This is the second stage. And what is the stage 3? What is the stage 3? As I mentioned very clearly earlier in this video session, in this lecture session, that is called stage 3. Here, stage 3. Okay. Stage 3. The very important stage where the liquidation process will be beginning. Liquidation process, the stage 3. So as I told you, in the second stage, in the stage 2, If NCLT could not able to bring the resolution, could not able to bring the compromise between the two parties, one is corporate creditor, corporate debtor, and creditors. If not, then they can go for liquidation. Yeah, liquidation. Liquidation. What is a liquidation? Liquidation is a process where entire the company assets would be sold in action, and whatever the money that we could able to accumulate in the process of action, so that will be distributed among the creditors. So this is the final stage where the company will be liquidated. If the resolution plan that has been suggested by the NCLT fails for a company or for some or such a corporate creditors, then the company would go into the liquidation process. Okay, that will be commencing. The trigger point for the initiation of the resolution process is when the default amount is more than 1 crore rupees. Defaulting amount is more than 1 crore rupees. If the defaulting amount is more than 1 crore rupees, liquidation process will be commencing. Otherwise, no. Okay. And so what is the liquidation process? Liquidation process is nothing but all the company assets will be liquidated. Okay, will be converted into cash, and that liquidity will be distributed among the creditors. Okay. As I mentioned, the financial creditors, operational creditors, and corporate debtors apply to recover their debts before the adjudicating authority. Okay. So in the process of liquidation, very important thing is financial creditors or operational creditors, they can apply, okay, they can apply to recover the loan, whatever the due they have to get it, whatever the due they have with defaulting company. Okay, so that money they could able to recover before the adjudicating authority. Adjudicating authority is nothing but NCLT. It is a court system. National Company Law Tribunal. With the National Company Law Tribunal, either the financial creditors or the operational creditors could able to request to recover the debts, whatever the debts they have due with the company or defaulting company. Is it clear? Yeah. NCLT within 14 days of the receipt of the application. Okay, within the 14 days of the receipt of the application towards the insolvency resolution process. Okay, and this particular application has been passed an order to receipt or in case or reject the application, giving the notice to the applicant to rectify the default within 17 days, 7 days, right? 7 days. That means NCLT has to start the process of insolvency resolution. Insolvency resolution process has to be started by NCLT, adjudicating authority, within 14 days from the acceptance of the application. And in case if NCLT has found certain defects in the application, okay, in order to clarify such doubts with NCLT, it could able to give 7 days grace period for operational creditors or financial creditors. 7 days grace period is given from the receipt of the notice from the NCLT. Okay, that is one thing. Once the application has been accepted within 14 days, if there are any clarifications that could be asked by NCLT with financial creditors and operational creditors. Here, and insolvency resolution will be commencing as soon as 14 days over. In case the doubt clarification, extra 7 days is given for the applicants. After that, insolvency resolution process will be commencing officially by the NCLT. Okay, by accepting the application as per the section 14 of the IBC Act. Okay, so what is the resolution process? What is the resolution process that could able to make out by the NCLT? NCLT, as soon as the application has been accepted, okay, in the insolvency resolution process, once the application has been accepted and they start resolution process. What is the resolution process? Okay, what does it mean? So in the resolution process, moratorium period will be commencing. Moratorium. Okay, moratorium period will be commencing as soon as the application accepted by NCLT. Number one, moratorium period will be commencing as soon as the application has been accepted and start and initiate the insolvency resolution. The moratorium period begins. Number one. So number two, NCLT will be requesting interim resolution professionals. Who are these people? These are the experts. Understand very clearly. NCLT will be appointing interim resolution professionals. Okay, so they have got the certification. They have got the certification from the insolvent resolution authorities. Insolvent resolution authorities. Okay, so that means there are some professionals who have got the certification from an institution and they got authority to deal with, okay, activities, deal with the activities of the insolvency resolution, right? That is, interim resolution professionals will be appointed by NCLT to take care of the insolvency resolution process. Clear? That is one thing. Okay. Next, what they have to do? NCLT has to give the public announcement. Public announcement. That means NCLT has appointed interim resolution professionals. They will take care of the further process. Okay. These people are the experts who have got the certification. They have the knowledge of economics. They have the knowledge of polity. So they have the knowledge of Company Act. Okay. So they start the further process, and what they have to do, they have to announce this particular issue before the public. That is, public announcement can be done by interim resolution professionals. This is the process. As soon as application has accepted, okay, moratorium period will begin. Number one, NCLT, the adjudicating authority, has to appoint interim resolution professionals. They will be expertise in the process of insolvency resolution. Here, and these particular professionals, so they have to go for the public announcement about the particular financial issue. Okay, and in the form A, in the form A of EB, adjudicator, that is called authorities, EB, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. So this is the top regulatory body. Here we have gone through that. EB. Under EB there is a form A. In this form A, insolvency resolution professionals, they have to go for announcing the public. Public announcement could be done. Yeah? Okay. So now, let's move on. Very important thing is, what are the primary players? Okay? The primary players in the insolvency resolution process. Okay? So in the insolvency resolution process, there are so many important authorities or professionals and who have some role to play. So they are come under the primary players under the insolvency resolution process. Who are they? Number one, as I told you, interim resolution professionals. So these interim resolution professionals who have been appointed by the NCLT, here, professionals in interim resolution professionals. So these are the important the players who have to play very important role in the process of insolvency resolution. Number one. Number two, committee of creditors. Among the creditors, they have a committee. Okay, the committee includes, they have to form a committee, and that particular committee has been given the authority to deal with the company, whether they could able to suggest the moratorium or extending the date or whatever the decision taken by the committee of corporates, committee of creditors. Is it clear? Number one. So number two, so this particular committee of creditors, the people who are there in the committee, they are all creditors, right? They are all creditors or creditors representatives, right? Maybe creditors might be 100, creditors might be 200. If that is the case, there is a committee of creditors will be formed. So this particular committee of creditors will be appointed and regularize a resolution professionals by conducting a meeting as per the section 24 of the IBC. Okay, as per the section 24 of the IBC. Okay, so these particular creditors who are the representatives in the committee of creditors, so they will be forming a committee and conducting the meeting after the resolution professionals, before they should prepare the information moratorium, as they are giving the moratorium period for the defaulting company, or they are extending some installment duration for the company to revive the company. Here, in the process of reviving the company, this particular committee of creditors will be playing a very important role, because they have to take the decision whether they have to give moratorium period, okay, given to the that is what we call debtors here, or else the extra time will be given to the defaulting company to clear the debts. Okay, so they will take the decision, okay, on the basis of the decision taken by the committee of creditors, NCLT will be taking the final decision whether if there is a compromise between the creditors and the debtor. No problem. There is no issue towards liquidation. Okay, liquidation process will not be commencing because in the middle, insolvency interim resolution professionals will be establishing the compromise between the defaulting company and creditors. If the creditors have accepted the resolution that has been suggested by the adjudicating authorities or the court authority, that is final. Okay, so they give certain suggestions. If the suggestion or resolution will not be accepted by the company, then finally we go for liquidation. Yeah. Resolution applicant. Who is resolution applicant? Resolution applicant is a person who presents a resolution plan, how the company has to revive, what will be the resolution plan. Okay, so that will be decided by the applicant. Applicant in the sense, it may be committee of creditors or any applicants who himself will come out with certain resolution. If the resolution will be accepted by both the parties, then no problem. There is a compromise and insolvency resolution process will be stopping, and as per the revised compromise, as per the revised plan under the resolution, okay, as per the revised resolution plan, both creditors and debtors will go further activities. Is it clear? Okay. So once the resolution plan has been accepted and approved by the committee of creditors, is it clear? Once the resolution plan or the new plan which has been accepted by the committee of creditors, clear, by voting minimum 66%, minimum 66% of voting share of the financial creditors, so they are participating, okay, as per their claims, they have the voting share, they have the voting power. So especially among the financial creditors, 66% of financial creditors will be agreeing with the resolution plan or strategy. Okay, so then there will be no problem. Financial issue or defaulting company will be survived. Okay, that is one thing. Resolution professionals have to submit the resolution with NCLT. That is the thing. Okay, so resolution plan which has been suggested by the financial creditors, and they have to come out with certain resolution strategy, and in the committee of creditors 66% of votes are in favor of the resolution plan. So that resolution plan will be collected by the insolvency resolution professionals. Okay, interim resolution professionals, so they will be submitting the resolution plan before NCLT. Is it clear? Understand very clearly. So I request all of you to keep concentrate here. So they are submitting the resolution plan with NCLT, National Company Law Tribunal. Who is submitting? Interim resolution professionals who have collected the resolution plan by the committee of creditors. Okay, so that resolution plan will be submitted with NCLT. As I told you, once the resolution plan has been accepted by committee of creditors that particular resolution plan will be given to NCLT by the resolution professionals. Is it clear? Once the resolution plan has been accepted by the corporate debtors and creditors, okay, so then as per their share, as per their claims, they would be getting the claims immediately. The recovery of the debt process will be commencing as per the resolution plan. Okay, so this is the very important thing. If in case this particular resolution plan is not accepted by any financial creditors or operational creditors or debtor is not in a position to accept this particular revised resolution plan suggested by the committee of corporates, committee of creditors, if a major role to play to make a strategy in the resolution, that is the financial creditors. Okay, 66% of the financial creditors will come out with some resolution plan. That resolution plan will be put before the NCLT by resolution professionals. Once the resolution strategy or plan has been accepted, there will be no problem, there will be no issue. Okay, the smooth functioning revival of the company will be happening. If not, they go for liquidation. Is it clear? Now, what is the liquidation process? In the liquidation process, as we know very well, the defaulting company, there is a defaulting company. Defaulting company and financial creditors. Financial creditors, they have their own clients. Okay, take the example of SBI or Bank of Baroda. Okay, these people have 25% claims, and these people have 60% of claims from the company. Okay, according to their claim, according to their they have the due with company. Okay, so they would be getting the finance or the money. Okay, the question arises here, in the process of resolution, if the resolution plan is accepted, there is no problem at all. The company finance has been revived, moratorium period has been given, or whatever the agreement between the creditors and the debtors will be happening. There is no question of liquidation. In case, if any parties among the stakeholders will not be accepted the resolution plan, what happens? Then the company go for liquidation. Clear? Liquidation. Okay, here there is one problem. See, whenever the banks are giving the loans and advances to any business house, okay, whenever the financial creditors are extending the loans, so they accept certain certain assets from the company as securities. If any banker has given the loan to the company by accepting any asset, okay, and such loan is called, we call it as secured loan. Is it clear? Secured loan. Secured loan. Okay. Suppose some financial institution has not given the loan against such collateral, and that is called as unsecured loan. Unsecured loan. unsecured loan. As in the case of the secured loan, the banker will be in safe side, because those assets which have been accepted as a securities against the loan, such assets will be disposed and they could able to recover their claims. Is it clear? In case the secured loan. Clear? Suppose the financial creditors will not be claiming their what is called assets, and they will also interested to come under the liquidation process. So whatever the share I will be getting, that I will be collecting my claim under the process of liquidation. It's okay. Then they can come under this fold, or else they can go for disposing their securities, collateral, whatever the collateral they have accepted at the time of giving loans. So those collaterals will be converted to cash, and they can claim such cash. There are two options before the secured creditors. Okay, but there is no option for the unsecured creditors. They have to come to the fold in the process of liquidation. Whatever the share they are claiming, okay, they have to claim under the process of liquidation only. Is it clear? Yeah. Now the question arises. So liquidation process is commencing. So entire the assets of the company or the collateral of the company, assets of the company has liquidated. Assets will be converted into cash. Then the question arises, to whom, to which financial institutions first priority must be given in distributing the money? That is the basic important question to be arises. After the corporate debtor goes into liquidation, not all the creditors are treated equally in respect of their claims. Okay, this particular priority will be determined by the liquidator. Okay, liquidator will be appointed in the process of liquidation, and those people will be the representatives from the NCLT, and they will take the decision. Okay, what priority must be given whenever the assets are liquidated, whenever the assets are converted into money, how the money has to be distributed, who has to be given the first priority, second and third. So that will be decided by the liquidator. Is it clear? Liquidator, and they will take the decision. They will determine and verify the claims made by the financial creditors or operational creditors. Okay, after the verification of the claims of the financial creditors or operating creditors, okay, the valuation of the such claims will be done by the liquidator. Accordingly, liquidator will be distributing the net sale proceeds of the assets of the company among all the creditors. Order of priority has been discussed, has been given in the section 53. Understand very clearly. Under the section 53, order of priority has been given. To whom the first priority has to be given? Order of priority. Okay? Yeah. First, the costs, whatever the expenses incurred in the process of corporate insolvency resolution process. Okay, so whatever the expenditure incurred in the process of resolution, so that particular costs will be deducted from the money that has been liquidated. Here, from the asset has been liquidated, asset has been converted into money in such fund. Say for example, 100 crores has been converted into cash. That is called money. Okay, asset of the business house. Asset of the business house liquidated and we got it 100 crores. Is it clear? Okay. Firstly, whatever the expenses incurred in the corporate insolvency resolution process, that particular cost will be deducted. That particular expenses will be paid in full. Okay, it may be 10% or 20%. If it is 20%, 20 crores will be given against the costs incurred under the process of resolution. Here, first priority will be given to deduct the cost expenses incurred in the process of resolution out of 100 crores money. First priority. Second, due for the workman. Who is workman is not mentioned very clearly. Here the workman has to be given second priority in distributing the money. And third important one is the secured creditors. As I told you already, secured creditors. That means here the financial creditors who is secure. Okay, the secured creditors, whatever the claims they have, that claim will be accepted and given the money. That is the third priority. Fourth priority is given as per the section 53 of the IBC code. Wages and unpaid due to the employees, right? Employees of the company has been given the fourth priority in distributing the liquidated asset. Next priority is given fifth, unsecured creditors. The financial institutions who have given the loans to the corporate without accepting any securities, without accepting any collateral, and they are come under the unsecured creditors. Here, that the fifth priority is given. And so wages, unsecured creditors, okay. And sixth priority, remaining secured creditors, who are left out. Secured creditors has been given the top priority, third priority. So remaining secured creditors will be given the sixth priority, and remaining debts and dues are not covered above. Okay, remaining debts and dues not covered above. Okay, seventh priority. Okay, and remaining debt, remaining debts, remaining dues and dues not covered under above. And eighth priority is preference shareholders. Preference shareholders. They are not the partners. Just they get their share of dividend. Okay. And ninth is equity shareholders. As I told you, equity shareholders are those shareholders who are the owners of the company. Okay. So they are given next priority after preference shareholders. Is it clear? So this is the process, this is the priority that is being mentioned under the section 53 of the IBC. Okay. Yes. So now, so let's revise the things. What are the things that we could able to cover here? Under the IBC, we could able to cover today in this session regulatory authorities. EB is a regulatory authority, and there is one court system called adjudicating authority. Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, it is a topmost regulatory body created by the Government of India. Under that we have insolvency professional agencies, it is an institution, and insolvency professionals and insolvency, that is information utilities, right? Under the adjudicating authorities, we have two important adjudicating authority like court system, NCLT and DRT. Okay. So now, so we could able to cover the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders which are mentioned, which have been mentioned under the IBC 2016? NCLT, Insolvency Resolution Professionals, Insolvency Professionals, and Committee of Creditors, and applicant. Here, the defaulting company will go for corporate insolvency resolution. Who can able to initiate the insolvency resolution process? As I mentioned, we could able to cover the financial creditors or operational creditors, or defaulting company itself can request with NCLT to go for insolvency resolution. Yeah, and we could able to cover the three stages through which insolvency resolution process will be commencing. Under the first stage, pre-admission stage, NCLT has to accept the applications and preliminary investigation has to be conducted whether the application has to be accepted and rejected. In the second stage, 182 days within which insolvency resolution process has to be completed. And extra 90 days could be given by the NCLT authority, and total 330 days duration in which insolvency resolution process to be completed as per the section 12 to 32A of the IBC code. Clear? Yes. And third stage, if the insolvency resolution plan is not accepted by any of the three parties, then they can go for liquidation. As I told you, liquidation is a process where the company assets will be liquidated. So whatever the money we collect, and that will be distributed on the basis of the priority given in the particular section 53 of the IBC. Okay, whatever the expenses incurred, that expenses will be deducted, and remaining the money has to be distributed among the creditors on the priority basis, which is clearly mentioned in the section 53 of the IBC code. Clear? Okay. So this is the IBC 2016 came to an end. Okay. I request all the aspirants kindly subscribe my initiative. Okay. By clicking the bell icon, subscribe my channel and encourage, okay, so that you could able to get the further updates from the channel that is called TCS Academy for Competition. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Have a good day.